Hi, my name is Whitney. I am an IFBB Wellness Pro and an online coach with Team Ludicrous. I'm also a personal trainer here in Red Deer County, Alberta. And today we're going to be working out at Torque Fitness in Red Deer with my friend Jason. So I can go work out. I wear shorts all winter long, so that's what we're going with. Yeah, got my outfit. We're going to change. We're going to gym. Maybe I should try to eat before I change? No, that's fine.
How messy of an eater are you?
Well, I eat like him. I always add a couple shakes of salt to all of my meals because salt is good for you and it's delicious. Usually I get up in the morning, I will do my vitamins and my greens, and I'll start getting to work. I'll eat first, or I'll eat while I'm working, and I'll go through client check-ins, anyone that's submitted that I need to get back to, new programs. I do new program writing. I'm the most productive in the morning usually, so that's when I like to get everything done, responding to messages, responding to Instagrams, inquiries, things like that. So online keeps me pretty busy. Good boy. So you take glutamine first thing in the morning on an empty stomach. It has like a ton of like good properties to it, recovery, immunity, all that kind of stuff. But if you take a couple scoops first thing in the morning before you eat, it actually helps repair the lining of your stomach. So super good for that. I mean, I've always really loved being athletic. I loved playing sports, but I really sucked at all of them. Like, I have zero hand-eye coordination, so I was okay for a little bit, and then you start getting cut from the team. I was probably in my early 20s. My first show was in 2012, and I was working in a bar, and one of the other girls there competed, and I was like, oh, like, this is a thing, cool. I don't think that some people realize how much a step count can affect results and everything as well. Not only just general movement, you know, a lot of us work jobs where we sit for long periods of the day. A quick walk around the block or something at lunch can make a big difference. It was a sport that I could play and I had the potential to do well in. And there was all of this, this ability to improve just by getting stronger, getting healthier, whatever. I wasn't living a particularly healthy lifestyle at the time, working in the bar, eating a lot of bar food, sleeping, drinking, that kind of thing. So it really pulled me out of that. I walked into the gym and I decided I was gonna get a personal trainer. And I started there. I just kind of got, you know, immersed in that industry. Got really addicted to the improvements and the training and being pushed and all that kind of stuff. So my first show was in 2012 and I did bikini, and I pretty much just wanted to see if I could go for a prep without cheating on my diet, because I already had a trainer at this point and I semi-followed it, but I cheated all the time. So I was like, well, maybe this will teach me. And I mean, kind of. I cheated less and kind of kept improving from there, kept going. I'm pretty sure I placed last at my first show. I almost fell over on stage. I had red hair and an orange suit. It wasn't a good look. And then I did another one 2014, did another one 2016, and 2018 was when I started getting a little more competitive. I got third in my class. And then I kind of switched over to wellness after that because it became a thing. Did my first wellness show in 2021, and it was relatively new. So I did well, but the classes were relatively small at that time, so I progressed and I kind of got a taste for it. I really loved the training, I really loved the look of it. So 2021 was my first wellness show, improved from there. EAs will save me. Joined Team Ludicrous, and we competed again just this past year, and I worked my way up to doing the Vancouver Pro Qualifier. I got second in my class. We took a year to grow, come back stronger. I was really determined. I was really focused last year. I was really hungry. I think that was kind of the big thing. Came in, redid my regional, got to win the overall for the very first time since 2012. So that was exciting, and moved to nationals, my second round at nationals. And the cool thing about it actually was getting my pro card at Canadian Nationals this year. My first national pro qualifier in 2021 was Canadian Nationals, where I got third out of 3. But I got to come back, 2 years later, do the same show, and I won my pro card. And as my favorite stage to be on, it was unmatched. As far as training goes, I've always loved to train. I remember before I never went to the gym, and I honestly couldn't imagine going back to that now. I love to hit the gym. I love to lift. I love to get strong. I love to have purpose to my training. I think that there is a difference between exercising and training. Exercising to maintain your health, just go to the gym because you should, this feels nice, whatever. When you're training, you have focus, you have intent. Everything you do, every movement has a purpose. And that's what I really, really love. And I love seeing the progressions with training. I used to do obviously a lot more balanced training, but now as an athlete, I am focused on a very specific look. It has to be bigger now, right?
Yeah, instantly.
The wellness look is different than every other category in the sense that every category in bodybuilding generally wants a certain level of symmetry from shoulders, lats, waist, legs, whatever, whereas wellness really focuses on the asymmetry, right? They really want that, bikini, smaller upper body, but then the dominant legs, the dominant glutes. So my training reflects that. So these are my friends. I more or less just train legs. As far as my heavy focus training goes, all I do is I train legs. I split up, quads, hamstrings, glutes, calves, adductors, and I'll split my training split based on that. The little bit of upper body that I do is more for mobility and just posture and posing and all of that kind of stuff. And I have to make sure that I have enough recovery time in between, just because you are hitting legs as often, which is why I'm conditioned the way that I am. You can't do less than me. I'm just a dainty little girl. But I really pay attention to my body, and in terms of the recovery, I need to know if I'm able to push as hard every single workout as I was the last workout. If my performance starts to drop down, that's when I really know that something needs to change, whether it's my nutrition, or I need more sleep, or I need an extra recovery day in between sessions or something like that. I think people tend to not prioritize the recovery. Everyone's down to do the work, everyone's down to push. But when it comes to sleeping for 8-9 hours, and not just sleeping, but getting REM sleep for 8-9 hours, and not being so sore that you can't lift a weight the next day that you're supposed to, or not be able to push as hard. This is the moment of truth. Will he change the weight back to what he wanted to weight?
I was gonna bump it up.
Your recovery is where your results are happening. They're not happening in the gym, they're happening in the recovery. So that's something I've learned as I've matured as an athlete too, is you have to prioritize the mobility, you have to prioritize the off time, you have to prioritize the food, you have to be not afraid to eat, not afraid to cut. Basically just having a coach that you trust and you build a relationship with, and being able to follow that, with full trust, and knowing that they have the same goals as you do. The mental side of it is huge, and I think it's really important to make sure that you have a good handle on that before you even start a prep. You're doing it for the right reasons. You have that athlete mindset, the mindset of being the best athlete you can be, performing the best that you can perform, and being able to mentally put in all of that focus and all that intent and all that energy into what you need to do daily as an athlete. So your priorities will change a little bit. There are times you need to prioritize work or family or whatever, obviously. But when you're prepping for a show, it's a bit of a selfish sport that way. You have to prioritize yourself as an athlete. Otherwise, you're not going to be able to check off your boxes, which then affects your mental health, because now you feel like you're failing everywhere. So it's really important to make sure that you are really in a good space mentally, you feel good about where you're at before you start a prep, because it's only gonna get harder as you go. And you are hungry and you're tired and you're doing lots of cardio, and you're still, like this sport, you still have to do life. You still have to work, you still have to family, you still have to take care of your house, you still have to do all of these things. Every week. You got it. Every week. He said every week. We're training less. Now, when you're in prep, obviously emotionally you're gonna have good days and hard days and whatever, but mentally it can be challenging because you are, like I said, trying to balance everything, and you're also trying to perform at your absolute best. And now you've also put a timeline on your goal. So it's not just, I'm gonna get here when I get here. It's, I have 20 weeks, 14 weeks, 10 weeks, 6 weeks, 2 weeks. And the closer you get, I think the harder it is to see how great you really are doing. So excited. These monster cookies are the best. Got some rice. So I really like to do the bulk packs. The meals are really good. I have my favorites of the meals too, but the bulk packs work really, really well for me just because I get coached all year long too. So if Chris changes my macros or changes my calories or whatever, it's a lot easier for me to just pull from a bulk pack or change my macros or change my portion sizes. So I really love that Whitney does the bulk. So that's great. Training and dieting, you know, you set the habits. You know, when you've been doing this for 10 years, 10 plus years, it's you live in these habits. Like, I'm used to my breakfast, I'm used to my easy prep, I'm used to my lunch. When I look at food, I look at it and I eat it with a purpose. I'm probably gonna do zucchini noodles and I'm gonna add rice to that so that I can have both. But that's the kind of the nice thing about the bulk too, is you can mix and match everything and just make your meals whatever you want them to be. I also love the sweet potato wedges. They're so good. I have an air fryer. I live on it. So reheating everything in the air fryer is great. And some veggies. Because sometimes people really like slack. I slack on my veggies just because I don't like to prep them. So it's nice to be able to just order them and have some for emergencies and whatever. And then the nights that I'm home to cook. I remember before I ever started training this way, and for a really long time when I was trying to build this healthy lifestyle, a lot of times I wanted the results, but I was using my food for, you know, an emotional satisfaction. It had to taste a certain way. It had to be amazing. I had to mimic things. I had to have variety. I had to have all these things, which is so good. Whereas now it's more just, wow, I really like my meal the way it is. It's really easy to prep. I'm really conditioned to my routine. I love my routine, so that's kind of what I stick to on season or dieting. Chicken. As you can see, we are a Bite Me household. And then I always like to get a variety of treats too, but like they freeze really well too, which is great. So I can get, you know, a few different kinds and freeze them so I can have them whenever, which is great. Stocked. Makes me happy. I am a sucker for peppers. My preps are relatively long, so we whittle down as we go, and it gets pretty low. Usually by the end, I'm just kind of eating like chicken or fish and veg like 6 times a day. I'll have like maybe 2 different ones that I rotate between. And then in my building season, that's when I get to have all the carbs. So I'll have a lot of carbs, as you can see, like pre and post workout. And then just moderate for the rest of the day. I like to do proteins and fats in the morning. So like the egg white bites are really great for me, and I throw some avocado in there and I'm like set for the day. But pre and post workout will be like the most carbs that I have. This looks amazing. I prefer a drawer for my spices. And then we always add a few shakes of pink salt, because salt is good for you. And it's great too, because I don't even have to add any condiments. Like the chicken's always juicy, it's always flavored. I don't have to add anything else. It's like hands-free. It's like having a chef. I have so much appreciation and love for my sponsors and people that I've partnered with and ones that have supported me on this journey. I'm very picky about what I put into my body, so when it comes to my food and when it comes to my supplements, like, it has to be high end, especially in terms of me, being an online coach and a personal trainer. I take my influence very seriously, and I only will showcase and share things that I believe in, products that I use, things that I have researched, companies that I believe in and that align with me as a person. I love knowing that everyone that I have partnered with, I can send my clients there. And I can do it with full trust that they're gonna come out with the products that I need them to take to give them the best results, to make them feel better, to get them to the next level. So I could not have more appreciation for the partnerships that I have and the support that I've been given. So I had them surprise me because I couldn't decide between the flavors. And I mean, I know myself and I have to order things one at a time. So I couldn't decide on a flavor. So I was like, surprise me. They gave me the new Oreo one and I unpacked it and I really, really just need to try it. Look how pretty it is. This is the new Oreo donut from Bite Me. It's a protein donut, macro friendly, and I'm really excited to try it. See if it lives up to the hype. Well, that's super disappointing. I'm kidding, it's so good. It's so good. It actually tastes like Oreo. Like, that is cakey and like dense. Post-workout. The first thing I would say is remove any limitations you put on yourself. Am I gonna be good enough? Am I ever gonna be able to do that? Am I ever gonna look like that? Every single person you idolize, every pro, every fitness influencer, everyone started where you are, right? Nobody woke up one day a pro bodybuilder, pro wellness athlete, pro whatever. Everyone started somewhere. So you have to first remove any limitations that you may or may not get there, or I'm not suited for this or whatever, because those limitations are what holds back how much effort that you need to put in to get to where you want to be. If you're constantly thinking about whether or not you're going to make it or whether or not you're going to be good enough, you're wasting energy on that. You're not putting your full energy, your full focus into the things that you need to be doing to get you to that level. So that's the first thing, is remove your limitations. If it's important to you and you see yourself as an athlete and you see yourself as going pro, don't cheap out on coaching and food and supplements and whatever, because what you're doing as a pro to get to a pro athlete status is you're pushing your body to this extreme physique. And the more quality you can put into that body in terms of everything, coaching to supplements to food to sleep to training, whatever, the better your body's going to perform, the better your results are going to be. And put everything you have into it. Wake up every day like you're already a pro. Go train like you're already a pro. Go eat like you're already a pro. Go sleep like you're already a pro. Your mind has to arrive at the goal before your body ever does.